Frederick Winslow Taylor was an American engineer who lived from 1856 to 1917. He is the man who is also known as starting the scientific management theory, which is also known as Taylorism. His theory consists of some simple concepts, one being money incentives, which means that workers who perform better than others would be given larger pay, as well as increasing the motivation from the workers. Another is that science and observation could increase efficiency and productivity from workers. Taylor's scientific management theory. The basis of the theory is by standardizing the work done in a company and creating the most efficient way to perform tasks. This is done by analyzing and observing workers' behaviors to find the absolute best methods to completing the tasks performed in the workplace. By observing the workers' habits, the manager can make basic assumptions as to what things are inefficient and eliminating them. Then, the manager can train the employees to perform the new and more efficient methods to create the standardized system of the company. The workers themselves do not have to be talented or necessarily good at what they do. They just have to be highly efficient and productive in their duty that they are assigned, and perform that task consistently, maintaining the standards set. By observing the workers, you can then identify which workers are performing well and which are not after implementing the standard. According to Frederick Taylor, motivating them with higher wages and pay increases will keep the workers performing consistently, and then eliminating the poor workers will help reduce the inefficiencies in the work process of the company.
Here in this example, we are refilling the engine's oil on the car. As you can see, there is a lot of spillage. This is not a very effective way to maximize how much oil is being poured into the engine. Then, we observe the mistakes and develop an idea to make it a more efficient process. In the observation, we identify that if we use a funnel, we will reduce spillage, create a more efficient pouring process, and maximize the amount of oil that is poured into the vehicle. In this example, we are doing an exercise called a deadlift. As you can see, poor technique can be inefficient and cause pain to the person lifting. This directly translates to lifting anything, such as a box. Next, we observe the poor technique, then correct it by showing the proper form, allowing a more fluid and effective motion to reduce injury and increase the effectiveness of the lift. This translates to lifting the box properly, reducing injury, which allows you to lift heavier weight, increasing productivity.
Advantages and disadvantages of Taylor's scientific management theory. Taylor's theory has been used throughout the years by multiple businesses and has paved the way for many modern strategies used in modern business models. There are a lot of benefits to the theory which are used by companies. However, there are some criticisms about the methods used. Pros. One advantage is increased productivity. Taylorism is designed to increase productivity by identifying one standard method to be used by the entirety of the company. Another advantage is that there is less workers, meaning that the cost of paying employees is lower for the company. This was mainly due to the higher production rates requiring less workers, as well as eliminating poor workers that could not adhere to the standard, reducing the amount of workers needed in the company. Due to the standardization of the work methods, it creates consistent quality throughout the work process. Lastly, the most apparent advantage of this theory is increased pay to the workers who are the most productive and hardworking, which Taylor describes as the biggest motivator to employees.
Cons. One of the disadvantages is that employees have a feeling of unfulfillment. There is very little meaning to the work that the employees are doing because of standardization. The next disadvantage is unemployment because of increased productivity. The unemployment rate is higher because the companies don't need the extra workers. Another disadvantage is the loss of individual employee initiative due to the traditional standardized approach. Because of the standardized approach and the growing unfulfillment, the employees take less initiative in their work. Finally, the last disadvantage is a sense of natural selection, meaning that the best workers will be the ones still employed and the other workers who cannot perform up to par will be fired, giving a survival of the fittest scenario.